Welcome into another episode of the Player's Perspective Uncensored. I'm your host, Larry O'Bannon, sitting here with my co-host, Alhaji Muhammad. Got a new co-host in the building today, Leroy Nobles. I'm going to let him speak on himself a little bit just here in a bit. But we got a new segment to our podcast called The Quick Hitters. Basically, what we do is we just talk about some current topics, things that's going on in the sports world. More than likely, typically basketball. We'll touch on a few other things, but just a quick hitter, not a long episode. Don't have really special guests, although we might have some pop in from time to time. But these are just quick hitters for us to get in and just kind of just talk in a boy setting for the time being. We're just gonna chop it up, and we hope that you guys enjoy it. But in the meantime, let's get to know our new host, Leroy Nobles. What's up, man? Welcome to the podcast, bro.
I appreciate y'all having me, man. I'm happy. I'm super excited to be on here.
Already, man. For people that don't know, give them a little background about yourself, playing collegiate ball, playing pro. Just, tell the people about yourself a little bit.
I went to, I played 4 years at IUPUI, Uwe, as some people would say, with George Hill, who I think George plays for the 76ers now. So I played with George Hill. It was my roommate for my freshman year, took me under his wing, showed me a lot, learned a lot from him. And then I went on to play at, and when I first came in, I played in Lithuania. We got cut there, Rough Trail. Was there for about a month on a EuroLeague team. It was crazy, wow experience. Took a train ride to Lithuania about 8 hours, and then I landed there. So I was there for about 10 months, but it was a cool little gig, did that. Then I ended up playing in, my next gig was Dominican Republic and Mexico. So
nice.
In a lot of different places, man. It was cool. I had a good time doing it.
And just for the record, tell the people your nickname in the chat. What's your nickname?
Woj, man. I break all the news. I'm on the internet all day, searching my phone, looking at all the updates. So I feel like I'm the Woj by a little hoop chat that we got going in our circle.
So we got to
look at ESPN or nothing. I do everything for
we got a basketball circle, and we got a group chat. And so each morning, Leroy is breaking news with something that nobody knows about. So in his nickname is, we call him the Black Woj, Adrian Wojciechowski of our group chat. So that's like his little nickname. So if you hear us say Woj, that's who we refer to. But let's go ahead and get let's go ahead and get
for y'all don't know, in the city, he's still one of the best shooters in the city. So
yeah,
lights out shooter.
He's a very humble guy.
Shooter.
Still one of the best shooters in the city.
But anyway, bro, we're excited and glad to have you a part of the podcast, man. And so one of the first things we're going to talk about on the Quick Hitters podcast is name, image, and likeness. As of July 1st, 2021, the NCAA approved for collegiate athletes to make money and profit off of their name, like, and image. So we'll start with you, Mo. What's your thoughts on that? And tell us, what you thought when, this has been a long time coming.
I think personally it's an amazing thing. I think they should have a system where all athletes get something, so some of the guys don't feel left out. I mean, women and men don't feel left out. But the only thing I'm afraid of is you're giving young kids a lot of money. And in all around these cities, people are getting robbed. How do you protect these athletes from getting themselves in danger when they coming into all this money? And I just hope that it don't change things with certain players on the team. Like, this guy getting all this money and this guy's not eating. This guy eating training table and this guy eating downtown. You know what I mean? So, like, how do you balance that, keeping the team together with some guys getting a lot of money?
Woj?
I think this is like different perspective. I guess it's how you look at it. Me being from inner city, grew up in the projects, I think it's perfect. As far as they make money off their likeness and stuff, because you might have a kid, family don't really have a lot. And in this way, he can provide for them without taking the opportunity to go to the NBA, his name not getting called. Then you may not have a good agent to get you overseas, may not have the right connections. You can go to a mid-major, or, if you're a high-major kid, go to a high-major, and then you making money immediately. You going in, making money, you can take care of your family. But like Mo said, too, you putting a lot of kids in danger, because at 16, 17, 18 years old, with $200,000-$300,000, you going to buy a whole lot of jewelry, a whole lot of BS. You're going to get the biggest car, you know what I mean, a fast car, something you may not know how to handle good. So it's just, like I said, it's a gift and the curse kind of thing.
Right.
I think it's great, man. I think it's long overdue. Shout out to Ed O'Bannon, who really got this ball rolling about 20 years ago. Really coming to fruition, man. In all honesty, I think everybody needs to pay him some sort of, percentage, some sort of, what they call it.
Little homage in there.
Yeah, homage or reparations is what I'm looking for.
What did he do though? I'm confused. I'm lost on what did he have?
He started the whole lawsuit because he was the one that with the NCAA game had his image and stuff on there, and they was making money off of it, and he wanted a piece of the money, and so he really sued and got this whole thing rolling and got the conversation going.
Shout out to Ed O'Bannon.
Yeah, shout out to Ed O'Bannon, big time. But I think that it's great. I think that NCAA and colleges make so much money off of these athletes. And a lot of these athletes, and if you've ever been a collegiate athlete, you know the struggle sometimes with just not really feeling like you have enough money. Not saying you gotta be a billionaire, but like, man, sometimes you just want to be comfortable. Like, man, if I want to go out and go to the movies, get a pair of jeans or something like that, I can do that. Whereas now things have changed since we've been in college and they're able to get a little bit more, but I think this is long overdue. And I think it's great. I think that, athletes are going to benefit from it well. They're going to get what they deserve. And if there's a kid out there that wants you to teach him how to shoot jump shots, what's wrong with making a little bit of money if a parent's willing to pay you, 30, 40, $50 an hour to teach their kid how to shoot? What's wrong with that? You should be able to do that as a collegiate kid, and so now you're able to do that. But I do agree. There are pitfalls, there are potential downfalls to this.
A lot.
How do you capsize this? I'm looking at headlines. I'm looking at Bryce Young from Alabama.
Man, I seen that.
Season ain't even started yet. And he's already at $1 million worth of endorsements. You got a kid.
He ain't threw a pass yet.
Ain't threw a pass. You got a kid, Quinn Ewers, high school senior, supposed to be in the state of Texas. He's talking about skipping his senior year and enrolling in Ohio State just so he can start profiting off names, likes, and images.
Everybody about that little kid, Mikey Williams, too, in California, the little kid. They say he's doing it already.
Exactly. And so now the NBA is providing an outlet for these kids that don't want to go to college and be exploited. So now they're going to the G League. Our kids are going overseas. Brandon Ewing started that. I mean, not Brandon Ewing, but Brandon Jennings really kind of started that whole path. So now we're seeing all these different avenues starting to open up for these kids that don't want to be exploited in college. So now the NCAA is trying to keep up with some sort. And I think it's a good step, but now you're going to have it regulated. And like you said, Mo, what do you do when your star quarterback is making $1 million, but then the last guy's down here, he doesn't have any endorsements because nobody knows who he is? How do you keep that balance on your team? That's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah.
It's like trial and error. It's going to be one of those things, It's obviously it's the first year they're going to be doing it. So it's going to, we'll see see what you like, see what you don't like. But like I said, like you said, it's going to be crazy. If I'm the 50th man on Alabama's bench, nobody knows who I am. I don't have a signing. I don't have an autograph signing or nothing going on. You come to practice and I see Bryce Young just put up in this new Range Rover, but I'm getting a shuttle. I'm on the shuttle. You know what I mean?
On a
bike. I'm starving, but I'm blocking. I'm your first blocker every night. You know what I mean? You getting all this money. I'm your blocker. Like, what do I do? Like,
you better take care of his offensive lineman.
I know you got to take care of your wall.
You better take care of them linemen.
It can get crazy, bro. And these guys out in the club and having fun, which you should enjoy like you in college. But now
people know you got money. They know you.
Got it.
You know what I mean? It's public headlines. All this stuff's gonna be public records.
It's gonna force kids to grow up a lot quicker because now you're gonna have a lot more people approaching you. You're gonna have financial advisors trying to approach you. You're gonna have people trying to know that you got money. Now people are gonna try to, get in and try to be a part of that, try to help you manage your money. Some people may take it may go about it the wrong way and try to take advantage of you and try to steal some of your money. So it's a lot to it.
So let me ask y'all. So does that affect these women and man grades? Because what do I tell you? You got $1 million.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be a little different, but I gotta admit, I don't even want to go. What can you tell me about? I just hit for 300,000 this morning.
That's what I'm saying. So do you go to class? Like, how do you keep your grades up?
How do you stay motivated?
You gotta have self-discipline. And I'll take it a step further. How is it coaching now? Give you a prime example. We just won a Big East championship. Just won a Big East championship, and now I got a car dealer offering me $10,000 to come to a signing the next morning. But we got practice at the same time.
I'm gonna go holler at coach. Hey, coach, I got this.
and that's my point, and now it's kind of like cause me, I'm like, man, I'm gonna just have to take my discipline action. I'm gonna go run in the morning. I gotta go get this money.
Man, I'm gonna get this 10.
I gotta go get this 10,000. and that causes a dilemma, like, prioritizing and being coachable.
I'm still your coach, and it's not the NBA and things like that. I still can take your scholarship, and
that's true.
I mean, but so how do you like?
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot. It's going to have to be figured out. This balance.
And that transfer thing too. I think that's just crazy too. Like, there's a lot of things. People gonna see. Like, I'm sure a lot of people's friends in college. Man, what y'all doing over? How much? But then you get transfer 1 year without sitting out. So it's going to be. And like you said, if you go to a school, Coach Akinselli, he don't. What you doing at Ohio State? I'm gonna pick up the phone, man. I'm on my way. One
university that I'm gonna say we shouldn't speak on, but UK before all of this, like they seniors when they graduate, the signings, these guys was making a lot of money.
Yeah,
200,000-300,000, 400,000. You know how much money they gonna make now?
Yeah, they gotta win games. You only win. The only people like you when you win it. You ain't winning, or nobody like you.
Right, and it's good because you have certain guys that are great college athletes.
Yeah.
That don't really pan out in the pros. So if you can make a good amount of money while you're in college off your name, like, and images, it can set you up, in that nice transition onto, going into life, get you a nice little cushion into your
give you a head start. You
got give you a great head start. Definitely, so let me ask y'all this, because social media has really changed things.
Mm-hmm.
How does this change the camaraderie from a standpoint of, now I really got to get mine and I really got to shine to really stand out to get these endorsements?
It's just crap thing that it's a whole, just social media and a whole. It's like you said, like I said it before, the gift and the curse. All you see is a highlight reel on social media. You don't see the bad. You don't see nothing about nobody doing bad.
Right,
the missed shots, the missed nothing. All you see is a highlight reel. Everybody in the club doing the best that they ever did in life. So, like you said, this is just going to be different. Yeah. This is going to be. I'm anxious to see though how everything pans out.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: if you were in college now, Roy, how would you capitalize off this new passing?
I was in a mid-major, so I don't know. I think it might have kind of different, but I was downtown Indianapolis, so I would have tried to get anything, around the center of downtown, and I would have just been taking anything that came my way. I don't care what it was, If you $200-300, I want it. You know what I mean? And give me as the student center, had to give me the Chick-fil-A I need. May want to go to date her and there. I got it. Whatever they was offering, I was gonna take it. So, but I would have loved to have it doing that, because we won a lot of games at IUPUI. And like I said, George was there. We was always in the, I went to 2 conference finals in 4 years. So we was always winning a lot of games, and everybody likes to win. So I would have loved it.
Yeah, I probably would have hired a PR team, a camera crew.
Yeah.
I would have, I would have, have my PR team reach out to a lot of these brands. I'll wear this before the game. I'll wear this in warm-ups, things like that.
How would that work? I just thought about that.
Does that become a distraction though?
It is. But
I got the new phone.
That's where we at. That's where we at now.
I got the new phones or something that's coming out 2 weeks from now. How's it? Okay. And my teammate got the team LeBron's. Like, come on.
I mean, that's where we at now, though. So, okay, the university got a contract with Adidas. So now, I'm trying to figure out how can I get these different type of exclusive Adidas and promote it in a different way. You know what I mean? That's just where we at.
You're right.
I'm going to use my image.
I think the first thing I would have done was, every time I would have went and ate at a restaurant, I would have gave them a shout out on social media. I would have tried to, especially as much as we ate at Rafferty's when we were in college, man, we lived and killed Rafferty's. every time I would have ate at Rafferty's, I'd have been taking pictures, posting on my social media, trying to get some type of endorsement deal because, if you can eat for free, that's going to save you a whole lot of money.
Man,
right there. I'd have been trying to get free meals my whole 4 years of college. Man, I might would have tried, in my off season, training, signing autographs,
Definitely. I mean, it's a lot. You hire a team, it's nothing.
Yeah.
You hire a team, I would have showed up to every high school game. I would have, I would have did a lot.
I'd have tried to go and, talk to different dealerships to,
commercials.
Nice. I need some wheels, baby. I need some wheels.
Put your logo on the back of it, do whatever.
Yeah, man. I need some wheels. And getting paid would have been great. But man, in college at the time, if you'd have gave me something for free, man, that was just like getting paid for me if I didn't have to pay for it.
Exactly. What?
Man, free wheels, free food.
Yeah.
You got the Pell Grant.
Free food. Yeah. Free food. Yeah. Free food, a car, and a whole bunch of Nike or Adidas gear. You straight?
Now,
what else you need?
Is this a big advantage for the Blue Bloods to recruiting since they're more, visual? They're more national televised, you're more so being a headline. It's going to help your own individual brand. Is that a recruiting advantage for like your bigger schools? Is that sort of a disadvantage for the smaller schools? Or can it be neutralized somehow?
I think it's going to be a great pitch I think this doesn't level the playing field. I think it tips it a lot more now because why would I go to a IUPUI if I'm a mid-major guy and I got a chance to play, come off the bench at Ohio State or a Butler, something like that. Butler's kind of known now. They in the Big East, I think. I want to say. Yeah. Why would I go to a mid-major and I can go somewhere and I know I'm going to make money. And it's going to be a lot of coaches recruiting pitch. Like they're going to probably have some kids, whatever some of these players formerly have signed with. This is what we can do. This is what our players are doing. And how could you not turn it down? You come and sit in my mom's house and you tell her your son can make $150,000, $200,000 this year. Man, where do I sign up?
But is that going to be more so? Is that more so just the star players? Because you at a IUPUI, I look at it as I can go be the star at IUPUI, be the man, and I might be able to go, get little, find out who my boosters are. Yeah. And go, do little dealings and get little endorsements from them rather than going to a big school. And now I go from being the man to like, 7th, 8th man. Yeah, I'm on national TV, but like I ain't the man. Don't nobody know me. Like if I was the man at IUPUI. So like I think it could be a recruiting advantage, especially if you're in a college town. If you're at a mid-major school in a college town,
like Kentucky, you can make a killing. Oh my goodness! I can imagine what they're gonna do in our state. We don't have a protest, so it's gonna be crazy here.
Right. Man, I
understand where you come, but what do you tell a kid versus a small school when you send them to like New York? You sell them on that. It's the big city. We can get you a lot of endorsements. You may not know if you're gonna play a lot, but if I'm selling you on that, like. We're going to put a team behind you in this New York City.
Yeah, like the USC's. Just imagine if they could do this when Reggie Bush knew. Oh, my. Even though they was getting paid anyway. They was doing them anyway. But just imagine if they could do it legally and like no reparations, no problems happening behind it or nothing. Like it just would have been crazy with Reggie Bush and all them guys. And, like the Floridas of the world when they was winning all them championships with Joakim Noah.
Yeah, but I don't think you should get so much caught up in the business of it because a lot of it can be a pipe dream too. That it may not be a reality. They can sell you anything. So I think you still got to I still think you got to stay locked in on the best situation for me, school basketball wise. And the endorsements can come because if you go into a New York City, man, it's tough. That's gonna be tough, bro. If you go to like a Manhattan University, that's gonna be tough. You got St. John's, you got 1,000 other schools in New York that you're competing with as well, and you got the Knicks and all other pro sports that are hogging up endorsements too. So I think you got to stay within the realms of reality when you're looking at it as well.
I love a Butler in a situation like this, like a mid-major school that rose, and it's like a college town. Even though you got the Pacers and the coats and stuff of that nature. But like I said, I would love something like that.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting to see how that all pans out. But let's transition to USA basketball team. The USA's been struggling. They struggled in the pre-Olympic exhibition games, and now they're in the Olympics. And they're not really dominating, like typical USA teams. And so, what do you guys think is the struggle, or what is the reason? When you look at the roster, you look at the teams that we're playing against. You look at the rest of the world catching up in basketball. What do you guys think is the reason for the USA struggles in the Olympic stuff?
I just don't think we got the best players over there. Again, we got our big names, Kevin Durant, the Damian Lillards and stuff of that nature. But it's a lot of ice. We sent a lot of ISO players over there. No really ball movement guys or anything of that nature. And we got JaVale McGee as an Olympic player. I still don't understand that.
Facts.
JaVale McGee
Facts.
You can't explain that to me. No, nowhere in the world you can explain to me JaVale McGee is one of the best 15 players in the United States playing on an Olympic team. No, you can't explain that. I don't care. You can't make that make sense to me. So
I mean, I also think each year, guys underestimate other guys on the team. They looking at like Fournier, like, oh, he don't really kill in the NBA, but you got to look like he grew up over there. You can clog the paint. Ain't just one-on-one. Like, you can't just drive and no help.
Right.
So they got to adjust, like, and then you got to remember, too, it's not like a few years ago, the players was in awe when they seen these LeBron, when they was playing against Michael. They was in awe. They wanted to take pictures with these guys. Now, you playing against guys that's actually in the NBA. So they're not afraid of y'all. France got all these NBA players. All these Australia, like all these teams got NBA players. So y'all playing against guys that's getting paid the same. So y'all got to go over there with the mentality like y'all will prepare here. You know what I mean? So it's got to be a team game over there. Not that one-on-one not going to do nothing over there. It's got to be a team game over there.
Hey, these boys might have got Evan Fournier a new contract after that first game.
Yes, because he looked bad at the
My
end.
God.
I couldn't understand, like, he came, I'm looking like he got traded to the Celtics. I'm like, I seen the 19 points a game he got. I'm like, okay. But I be forgetting, like, somebody got to score the ball. Like, anybody can score on a bad team. It's just
right.
It's the logic of it. And he went to the Celtics, and I didn't know he existed. So
yeah, I think a lot of it is, you got a bunch of superstars, and you got to have some glue guys. Like Draymond's a good glue guy, but you got a lot of guys that can score the ball, but not necessarily the best defenders. And like Mo said, it's more a team game. You got a smaller court. You don't have the 3-second rule. And these guys on these other national teams, these guys play together for longer periods of time. And what I mean by that is that they don't necessarily practice year round or things like that, but they're a consistent group. And with the USA, the USA roster is always constantly changing. Guys wanting to play, guys are injured. And so we don't have that consistent camaraderie year after year with our group, whereas like a France, Australia, you're going to have Joel Ingles, Patty Mills, and these core group of guys that are going to play together every single year. We don't have that. We're constantly changing our roster. And then we come together with like 5 or 6 days and just be like, okay, go out here and play. And like you said, like the NBA is becoming more diverse. It's a lot more international players in the NBA now. So when we separate, we going to play these world championship games and we play in these Olympics, you playing against other NBA players now. You're not playing against guys that's just playing in regular local country leagues. You're playing against other NBA players now. But have you guys been able to see what Luka Doncic has done thus far in these Olympics?
I've been watching the highlights on the internet, so he's been going crazy. And I don't understand, like, I didn't respect this game coming out. I'm like, okay, he'd be a year and done. He won't be, it's typical what you see.
Right.
But he plays so slow to me. But you cannot stop nothing he does.
Nothing.
Like, he's moving at his own. You can't speed him up. He's moving at his own pace. He's just playing at the beat of his own drum.
He is.
You remember what he said. You remember what he said when he first got to the NBA, right? He said,
what did he say?
It's easier to play here than it is in Europe.
This is in Europe. This is easy for me. That's the first. This is easy.
Yeah, he's showing it.
The game in Europe is, like you said, it's much more tighter. It's a smaller court. It's much more teams, much more I would say physical from a standpoint is they letting you play, not necessarily from how big, how strong guys are, but just the fact that they let you play. You know, in the NBA, you know, guys are getting calls, you know, phantom calls.
It was crazy. Man,
yeah, you getting phantom calls, but you know, in Europe, man, you're gonna have to play through things. You know, referees are swallowing their whistle. Referees might be getting paid anything. You got to play through it.
They protect and they sending guys off the bench. Everybody want to guard you. Everybody want to guard you. They see 3-4 players.
Right.
Everybody want to guard you.
Right. So it's going to be interesting, man, to see how these guys do going forward. They're going to be able to come out of this group play and take the gold. But what you guys think about on draft night? There was a trade. Russell Westbrook to the Lakers, and they got rid of Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell. They traded away a pick. What's you guys' thoughts on the new look for the Lakers with the big three? And who has the better big three, the Nets or the Lakers now?
You know, I'm a diehard LeBron fan, so you know I'm rolling. If it's me, him, and you, you know, I'm gonna go with the Nets. And the reason why I say that is because
James Harden came and showed that he don't necessarily have to be that guy can come and pass the ball. We've seen if Kyrie didn't get hurt, what they was going to do. The only way I would say the Lakers, if AD can play more games, if AD can't get through a lot of those games, I just can't pick them.
I just don't like the trade.
A lot with what you say?
I don't like the trade from a spacing standpoint. I understand it because Russ is going to be able to carry a lot of the things. LeBron's getting older. He can come in and kind of contribute. It's going to be the rest. They're about to start resting. It's giving man way you can rest. You can tank some games. You can win on some talent based instead of what you didn't have. And you banking on one of them being out here and there, so you know you're going to always have two stars. I think that's what helped.
I wouldn't have gave up my trail though. I wouldn't have gave up my trails.
But they wouldn't even use Montrezl at the end of the year though.
Yeah, he didn't even play like that. I don't feel like he gave
up
nothing. I think they got something nice back for nothing. I didn't like Kuzma's game. He's so iffy. KCP, oh man, I might be one of his biggest haters. I ain't gonna lie to him. You know, if he get to hear about this or something, I'm one of his biggest haters, man. He'd have had 20, 30-minute games with no points. I don't want to keep hearing like you got the defensive. No, I don't. We're not selling. I'm not selling for that. Like, so I feel like we gave up nothing and got. You know, I gave up a little nothing and got me a Mercedes in return.
But
so I'll take it.
The two other spots that they fill out there better be sharpshooters.
It gotta be. You gotta be
sharpshooter.
Like you gotta be like a Joe Harris type 3-point shooter.
And I ain't talking about no Dennis Schroeder type shooter. I'm talking about.
Oh my God!
Talking about like a Buddy Hield or.
I'm talking about a Larry
Bogdanovich, somebody that can knock it down, but somebody that can do it for cheap though, because you just spent a lot of your money now. You got to find some people that play for vet minimums.
I've been seeing a lot of updates saying people going for cheap. Don't nobody want. Everybody ready to take pay cuts now. They see what's going on, and like I said, it's in LA, so. And I feel like they might get some veteran guys who already didn't got the money and ain't really. Everybody's ring chasing at this point. I feel like
right.
So
right,
where can I team up at? You know, and I feel like if barring injury that New York New York Nets would have won it last year. With that team, they was just they had everything.
They won't lose.
Joe Harris, them three.
Man,
nobody was gonna stop them. Hell,
they 30-piece Milwaukee the first two games.
Yeah. It wasn't even.
They don't lose. They don't lose Kyrie. Yeah, they definitely don't lose. They don't lose Kyrie. I don't care what nobody says.
But he's so flaky. He flakes out so much. Like I just seen him complaining about his sneakers and all that. Like you never know what you're gonna get with Kyrie when he's gonna take a break.
Right. Last question before we close it out of here. I see Mo commenting on this on social media today, and Kendrick Perkins brought it up.
I was just about to ask you about it. I definitely was gonna say something about that.
Whose legacy and whose championship carries more weight? Does Giannis's one ring carry more weight than the 2 rings that KD got? Whose legacy?
No.
Whose legacy? I believe so. I like how he did it.
Is more cemented.
Yeah, you can
any state.
You can like how he did it, but it's not better than KD's. Like I don't care that he went to that team. You still got to put the ball in the hole. You still got to perform. They still had to win. It was more pressure.
But it was easy. It wasn't no pressure. It was easy. If I go to a 73-win team, how's it not easy?
Ain't nothing
we
easy,
just win
bro.
73 games.
But let's look at the accolades though. KD got 1 MVP. Giannis got 2 back-to-back. Giannis got
defensive player of the year.
Giannis got defensive player of the year. KD ain't got that.
And I beat you. And I drop a 40 piece and beat you. Mano y mano.
That don't. So that means your legacy is better than mine. Come on, man.
No, we matched up. That's just like saying you can't take it away. KD, Kyrie, and Kevin Love get hurt. LeBron, no, I wasn't that year, was it? Nah, look, KD did his thing against LeBron, but I still feel like
Giannis ain't number 26 and still in his prime.
Yeah,
and he can't be stopped.
We saying Perkins saying if everything stops today, you don't have more accolades than KD. Period. You see, KD is the leading scorer.
He hasn't been in the league as long. He hasn't been in the league as long, though.
But he said, but with the question, we saying the question is, if it stopped today, who legacy is better? KD. Period. And the KD legacy gonna be better in the long run. That's
no way. You can't. No, I wouldn't say that.
I'm gonna give you KD right now. I ain't gonna say in the long run though. That boy, Giannis still writing that thing. He's still writing. Right now, I'm gonna say KD. I think Giannis's ring. I mean, there's always caveats. You hear what I mean? Because okay, the big three from the Nets does get hurt. Does Giannis win it? You know, Kevin Durant went to a 73-9 team and a team that put him out of the playoffs. You know, there's always gonna be some type of caveat. You know, they say LeBron, well, Draymond got suspended or Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt. There's always some caveat. You know, Kawhi Leonard won because, Clay and KD got hurt, but hey, they still champions.
Today, if KD decided next year, I'm gonna take 40 shots a game, what you think he's gonna average?
But he's not gonna do that though.
He's not gonna.
He's got to because he don't need to. He could take 15 shots and hit 13. He don't need to.
I just like the dog that Giannis got. He's a bully. He's looking at people crazy, pushing them around. I love it.
I ain't seen nobody put up Giannis type numbers since Shaq. He puts up Shaq type numbers. He don't have. He's dominant. He's not a force that Shaq is, but man, he's dominant though, man.
He's dunking almost every play.
What did you say? What did you say before we started this conversation, man? They got 30 piece, right? Twice.
Yeah.
But nobody remembers that because guess what? They won the championship.
Yeah.
And in 20 years, nobody gonna remember that KD went to that team.
Yo, it's gonna be topic of history. That's a moment in history.
They're not gonna remember KD went to what team?
What's Golden State?
Every time you talk about KD's championship, they're gonna talk about that.
That's a moment in history, bro. That was historical.
I don't care. Everybody can't just go to that team and fit in like that and win.
You
can't just throw anybody on it.
LeBron James.
No, he earned it now. I ain't saying he didn't earn it. The question is it cheaper than Giannis's? Is his 2 rings cheaper than Giannis's 1 ring?
Most definitely. It's a lot cheaper. You can get it's at the pawn shop. His ring's at the pawn shop. Giannis is sitting up high.
A ring is a ring. I ain't going. A ring is a ring. He worked hard for his ring. He had to
Giannis is at Tiffany's, man.
In the hole.
Man, I appreciate y'all boys for coming on a quick hitter, man.
I appreciate you.
Hey, man, I look forward to seeing you boys next week for the next topics, man. But until then, we out of here.
Appreciate it.